Welcome back to another video. I feel like it's been a while since we've recorded videos because 2020 has been kind of a crazy year. Hopefully you guys have survived okay and managed all right. Today, where are we going?
Croatia.
And it's been a journey to get here. And so that's why we're starting at home, because we wanted to kind of cover a little bit about how this whole travel scenario is from Americans' perspective, how travel has been impacted. And obviously we haven't traveled since when? March. Yeah.
Palm Springs was our last trip.
Our last flight. We did do a road trip in June to Colorado and Utah, which I still need to edit those videos, so those are still upcoming. We haven't traveled since then. This summer has been kind of crazy ever since this whole pandemic started. Thankfully, we're going to Croatia today, which is one of the two places in Europe that Americans can go right now.
I guess a couple months ago, maybe in June or so, all the countries had travel restrictions. So the US wasn't letting people in, the EU wasn't letting people in. So at some point, Croatia decided to go against the EU's recommendation to close travel to Americans. So they're allowing Americans to still go. And so that kind of made the decision to go to Croatia easy for us, because that is the only place we can go. Obviously, we can go to Turkey, but we've already been, so we weren't going to go back there.
We were supposed to go to Sweden right now, but Sweden...
We were supposed to go to Sweden in April. We couldn't go due to COVID. We pushed it back till September.
Thinking it'd be okay in September, but
so
here we are.
They're still not letting us in. We were able to push that trip back to May 2021, so hopefully we can go then. Croatia requires a negative PCR taken within 48 hours prior to landing, prior to the border crossing. So that is a very small window of time for us to get tested. So basically, that 48-hour time frame started for us Monday, September 14th at 10:10 a.m. I think we got tested at like 10:45 to 11, somewhere around there. Yeah. I was so stressed the last 2 weeks. Basically, when we decided we were going to go to Croatia, I've been researching where to get tested. I know all about PCR versus rapid testing versus antigen versus antibody.
Melissa's done like so much research. Thankfully, she's a nurse and has a lot of the medical background to be able to sort this all out, because it's a mess.
The worst case scenario was we were going to have to pay out of pocket at an ER room $500.
Yeah.
Per person. So that was $1,000 just to get a test. I was not going to do that, so I kept researching, found places, but the turnaround time was anywhere from, I kept getting quoted 2 to 4 days or 3 to 5 days. That's still not good enough for us. Like, we need 48 hours max, so 24 to 48 hours, and we were willing to pay more for it.
Well, here's the other wrinkle to that whole scenario. Not only do you need to get your test back within 48 hours, you need to have a printed copy of your test results, your negative COVID test results, to hand to the customs or the border patrol in Croatia. So there's that whole add-on of difficulty to this whole thing.
Yeah. So fortunately, I am a diligent researcher, and I kept calling, I kept researching, and I found a place in Houston. It's a free place run by Harris County Public Health. I knew that they have a quick turnaround, supposedly 1 to 2 days, but you never know. Like, that's just what's written. What's reality could be completely different. So we go to get tested, and I just asked, when will we expect our results back? And they said 24 to 48 hours. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's even faster than I thought. This might actually work after all. So we left that place, we got tested, left that place, and drove across the city, literally, to another place just to have a second test, just in case. And we still don't have those results back yet. And we got our results back in 10 hours, and we were able to print it. And
so we got tested just before 11 o'clock, and then we got our results at 8 p.m.?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
8 p.m. So.
We're going to Croatia.
All right, so we just got to the airport. Very, very quiet for a Tuesday. There's like nobody, no lines or anything like that. So we're gonna get checked in, and hopefully everything's smooth.
Okay, So we dropped off our bags. There was no line. That's very unusual for when we fly.
Yeah, nice easy process. Houston Airport actually is giving away like free masks in case you don't have a mask, so that's kind of nice. And they have like all these little like plastic screens up everywhere, so far so good. Got our boarding passes and our snacks and everything, so let's go to the gate.
I've never seen the airport this empty before. It's very odd.
It's kind of creepy actually. It's like we're here when the airport's like shut down or something. That's what it feels like. But it's fine.
Our little strategy of trying to get a row to ourselves didn't work. I guess they assigned seats late in the game. So Ellen and I were able to switch, or I was able to switch with the lady who was sitting next to Ellen. So I think the middle seat is empty.
Yeah. Boarding process is pretty good. Pretty straightforward, so pretty normal. Alright, made it to Frankfurt. How was your flight?
Good, I didn't sleep it off though.
So Frankfurt Airport is one of my most disliked airports because it's huge. There's all these different terminals and it's
Takes forever to get from one gate to another height.
So we landed in A terminal and now we're headed to Z, which is appears to be on the complete opposite side of the airport.
And we're only in Terminal 1. Imagine if we had to go from Terminal 1 to Terminal 2. So
yeah, that's what happened to me last time when I was here, well, like almost 12, 13 years ago. I was here in Frankfurt on a business trip and we were hanging out in the lounge in one terminal. I forgot exactly what terminal, but then our flight was in a whole nother terminal and we didn't realize we had to go through security again and all this BS. So we had to run through the airport to get to our flight. Made it to Croatia. Got a 6-hour layover in Frankfurt, but it was fine. We found a little empty spot to kind of lay down and take a little nap.
Everywhere was empty.
Yeah, pretty much everywhere is empty. So yeah, about an hour and a half, 2-hour flight over to Dubrovnik. And now we're gonna go check out what this whole process with COVID is, everything about getting into the country. So let's go find out. Okay, as you can tell, we're outside the airport. We're officially in Croatia. Border control and the customs, pretty easy because we had everything printed out, everything was in line. You just have to fill out the little like declaration form also. We did that online, printed it out. Everything's, yeah, it was easy. She looked at it, negative tests. Yeah, that's all you need. So nothing to it. Just get your negative COVID test and all is good. Now we're gonna go find our rental car and head to our hotel in Dubrovnik. Easy, right?
That was very easy. I'm not sure what the complication was with the other couple, but anyway, yeah, that was really easy. She just asked for my PCR and I gave her 2 pieces of paper. She looked at it and she put it in a stack with other papers. But yeah, there was another couple.
Yeah, there's another couple that was just in the other line, another American couple, and they were having a lot of problems for some reason. I'm not sure if they had all their stuff organized and together. But Melissa's very organized, thankfully, so it wasn't a big deal. So now, rental car.
Okay, so we picked up a rental car. That was a pretty easy process. One thing we were surprised by is they charge a €21 ferry fee. I didn't read about that anywhere, but it was minimal enough that we were like, sure, fine. But also kind of feels a little scammy, don't you think?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. We should have just said, no, we're not going on ferries and just taking on the ferries anyway. And we're like, how would they know?
Yeah.
But I guess we're trying to comply with their rules.
Yeah, it's okay. It's fine. So we picked up the car and we're headed to our hotel, which is the Hilton Imperial Dubrovnik. This hotel normally goes for over $400 a night, but since tourism is down, I guess they've decided to discount it. So the going rate right now is $150 a night. However, we use points, and even the point redemption was very low. So we're getting a really good deal on hotels.
Show them the scenery right now. Look at that.
Throughout our entire stay, and there aren't a lot of people, so this is kind of shoulder season, but the crowds are even less than normal, so we're pretty excited. So here are the views, although there's not a view right now, but we're basically driving along the coast.
Yeah, water's to the left. Dubrovnik is about 10 miles that way.
And I'm hungry. Are you hungry?
Pretty hungry.
So I think once we get in, we'll just head into town and see what kind of food we can find.
Alright, so we have made it here to the Hilton Dubrovnik, and Melissa and I changed a little bit, got settled into the hotel. This hotel has like the best location ever. Literally, like just down that way is the old city, like less than a block away. But we are on the hunt to go to a sushi restaurant that Melissa found because we're pretty hungry. So it's supposed to be like an 11-minute walk, right? Something like that?
Yeah. So as you know, Croatia's known for their seafood. So although sushi seems like a weird choice,
it's not. What's your first impressions? We haven't even walked around in Dubrovnik yet. We literally just drove through, but what's your first impressions?
Medieval,
Very medieval.
Small, quaint.
Yeah, we literally drove along the city walls and like under an arch to get to our hotel. It's pretty cool.
Right now it just seems like locals.
Yeah, there's not that many tourists. Look at the walls, guys. I mean, we're just walking around right now. There's not that many tourists that we can tell so far. There's a few people walking around, but not very many. But yeah, the walls, we're just literally walking along the side of the road and the walls are behind us. And we're probably gonna do the wall, like the actual walk around the wall tomorrow evening, because me and Melissa both prefer like evening time and evening light better. So yeah.
So people suggest you do it in the morning because most people don't want to wake
Less
up
people,
early.
yeah.
But
Right now it's fine. There's no
for
one.
one, it's shoulder season. Two, it's COVID.
Yeah, so it's fine.
There
Yeah.
aren't any people anyway.
All right, so we're just walking around and came to the main entrance of Dubrovnik Old Town. Very King's Landing looking. We're gonna go explore tomorrow, but right now we're hungry. Well, the restaurant that we're trying to go to is closed.
But
apparently.
I saw a review in August,
So maybe they're just closed for the season or something.
maybe.
But it's still really pretty down there. That's the harbor down there.
Yeah.
So look at that. We found another sushi place that's actually in the old town, so we just now walked inside the old town. You can hear the church bell still ringing. But yeah, right now, no one in here. Almost no one in here. So it feels like we have the place to ourselves. Whoa.
Hey.
What are we at?
All right, so we made it to a sushi and oyster restaurant. It's called
Oyster and sushi.
And it's tucked away. You kind of, if you weren't looking for it on a map, I think you could easily miss it. It's supposed to be a really good sushi restaurant. Yeah, we're excited to try it. We ordered quite a bit of food, and afterwards we're going to just kind of walk around the old town a little bit.
Oh wow! So this is from local?
Yeah, you
from
see,
here?
it's Croatian. It says here.
Oh
It's like
wow!
art.
Yeah, so our waitress was just saying this literally came in yesterday, fresh tuna, Croatian tuna. So she wanted to show us. That's pretty cool. Good dinner at that sushi restaurant, and now we're just kind of walking around, but a lot more people at night. It's like everybody's out. Look at this.
Old Town is very clean.
Yeah, they keep it that way, I'm sure. So we're just stumbling around the old town here, and apparently we've came to this main street. And it's actually pretty lively right now. Really, really cool.
Lively. It's very clean.
Very clean.
Like the stone road is like polished from lots of wear. Yeah, there are a lot of like nicer shops on this street, like souvenir shops, jewelry stores, gelato, restaurants.
Speaking of gelato, we're gonna go find a gelato place, but not on this main strip. The one that's on the side strips, apparently the best one here in Dubrovnik. We're now here at the gelato place I was talking about earlier. It's called Pepino's. Apparently it is the best gelato place here in Dubrovnik. So we're gonna get a couple scoops and then head back home. Good?
It's very good. So this concludes our first quarter day here in Dubrovnik.
Our travel day to Dubrovnik, and
Yes.
also like our first evening in Dubrovnik.
Yeah, so we got in at like 5-ish, drove to the hotel, and then just basically went for dinner. So yeah, overall, my impression is really cute. I can see why it's a popular tourist destination. It's super nice.
But what were you saying earlier? That you think this is like the best time?
Oh yeah, I definitely think September, the shoulder season, is the best time to come to Croatia. But not only that, but we're here during COVID. So this is literally the best time we personally could have come here.
All right, hotel's that way, so let's go.